Hey everyone, welcome to the ORITECH mod. Today I'll show you how to get it and install it in your Minecraft. First, let's go to ORITECH on Google. Alright, as you can see, the mod's here. Go to files. It's only for Fabric with NeoForge, which is like the new Forge, and Fabric, okay? So I'm selecting Fabric because it's the typical choice. I suggest picking the latest version for this mod as it's new and can change a lot between versions, okay? So always go for the latest, in my case, 1.21.1. Click the three buttons and then hit Get File. To save it, press Windows plus R, type app data, go to roaming Minecraft and save in the mods folder, okay? Here's what's important. Besides ORITECH, I needed GeckoLib, OWOLib, and Athena Fabric, okay? Then there's Prickle for compatibility with other mods I have, like JEI and such, I think. Alright, you absolutely must play this mod with JEI, and that's about it, okay? When you launch Minecraft with the Fabric loader, it'll tell you which mods you're missing, got it? So don't worry if you haven't set it up correctly, it'll even flag incorrect versions, so don't stress about those issues. And that's how you can get ORITECH up and running. How do you get nickel in the ORITECH mod? Well, basically we'll find nickel like this, okay? We can also find it at the surface level, alright? We can even find it as ore node. And, well, this ore generates from layer 40 down to minus 75, got it? It spawns in the overworld. And really, we have a pretty good chance of finding it. It's somewhat similar to iron, you know? So that's where we'll find it. How do you find platinum? Got it? Platinum comes from various ores like deep slate, endstone, and can be found as nodes. If we have endstone, we can assume it's also in the end dimension. Platinum deep slate is in the netherworld from layer -2 to -60. That's the best place to find it. How do you obtain uranium? Well, this ore in the ORITECH mod can be found in two ways, in deep slate or in bedrock. So there you have it. Those are our two options. Deep slate forms in the... Actually, both appear in the overworld, but uranium deep slate, which we can mine normally, generates between layers -64 and -24. It seems to be a bit rarer than platinum and nickel, but that's where you'd find it. How can we obtain steel in the ORITECH mod? Well, this ingot can be obtained in different ways, like burning powder, but we can't make powder until we have a crusher. Basically, you get it by mixing 2 iron and 2 coal, okay? That's how we would make steel. We can also use the smelting machine to take 1 iron and 1 coal powder to make a steel ingot. This method is much more cost effective, costing only half as much, got it? So there you have it. How do you get adamantium in the ORITECH mod? Well, basically you combine 2 nickel ingots and 2 diamond ingots. Nickel is found at Y level 40 and -75 in the overworld. We can also make it by alloying, same recipe, but half the resources in 10 seconds. Plus a bit of energy from the alloy machine itself. So that's how you obtain this ingot. How do you obtain an electrum ingot? This ingot is crafted using 2 gold and 2 redstone. If we have an alloy, right? In the ORITECH mod, it'll cost us half as much. It's super easy to get, really. Find gold and redstone in the overworld below 0 and slightly above, but I suggest searching below 0 where caves are deeper. While there, we can also mine some key mod ores like nickel, platinum, and uranium. So that's how you can get it, simple as that. How does the basic generator in the ORITECH mod work? It's made with 5 nickel ingots, 1 copper ingot, 2 magnetic coils. The coils are made from biometal steel ingots and fine wire, which uses 3 nickel ingots. We see assembly has its own crafting process, but since I haven't shown how to get it yet, this is the recipe. So what does it actually do? Well, it produces 32 RFT, which stands for energy, okay? And it has an energy capacity of up to 50,000, got it? We don't have to store it, we can move it through conduits, alright? These conduits, for example, could be energy pipe. That makes sense at this level if you're just starting out. They're made with thin wire and some crafting we saw earlier. This is how we can transfer energy. So how does the basic generator work? Well, you place it down, add coal or any other fuel, and it converts that into energy, got it? Then, as I mentioned, we can connect it using an energy pipe that fills up and moves items at a speed of 10,000 RF, okay? And that's basically how the first method of generating power in this mod works. Alright, how does the assembler work in the ORITECH mod? Well, for this and all machines larger than 1 block, we'll place the assembler. As you can see, it's a 2x2. You see it, right? Basically, for the rest, we'll need to use machine cores, okay? There are different types of machine cores, alright? They're crafted with wood and a crafting table, then iron ingots and lapis lazuli or copper ingots, and finally forced copper coating, okay? It's done like this, for example, with coal and copper. Let's see. There it is. Copper would be like this. Just change the center, okay? You see it, right? See how only the center changes? Then in the center, an enderic compound obtained by centrifuging sculpt. For instance, in fragmentation,
we can create a particle collision or pulverize an ender pearl. The enderic compound isn't really that complicated to obtain, you know. So basically, the cores we use determine how effective or efficient the tool will be, right? I've used the primitive core for all tools, and honestly, they work great. We right click, and there you have it. The tool appears. As you can see, this tool has various interfaces. First, there's energy. It's currently charging. It has power to spare. It also shows machine quality 4, controlling plugin layers for this block. It says use better cores to increase this. Got it? If I now take better cores, like I said, click, 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 right click, machine quality. It's the same, right? That's funny. As you can see, we can add add-ons. It shows which ones are available. How does it work? Basically, it's a machine that lets us craft 2x2 items more efficiently. Okay. If I click on utilities, you'll see it lets me craft reactors, for example, like reactor walls, batteries, plutonium pellet. The cool thing is it needs fewer resources. Got it? It's cheaper and doesn't unlock new crafts, as 3x3 tables can make these too. It just makes them more efficient, okay? And all this in exchange for energy. And that's it, yeah? Simple as that. How does the casting table work in the ORITECH mod? Once again, we take cores and we place the casting table. As you see, it's a 2x2, so we fill that space, simply right click with cores on the machine and they set automatically. And there it's assembled. First, as you can see, it stores up to 50,000 energy, okay? It has slots for 2 add-ons, one on each side. And basically, we can see it has 2 items here, right? How does this machine work? This machine allows us to generate ingots much more efficiently. For example, the durathium ingot, okay? This one specifically can't be crafted. It's unlocked through this machine. Let's look at electrum. Normally you'd need 2 gold and 2 redstone ingots. Thanks to the casting or alloying machine, it's made with a gold ingot and redstone dust. Got it? So this unlocks electrum, durathium, adamantium, and biometal ingots. Okay, basically we're unlocking a ton of stuff in this mod. What's the recipe for the smelting table? It's this one here with an engine. See, the motor's made like this, the coil like that, and so on. Got it? So yeah, that's what this table does. To power it, just connect from the back or anywhere, simple. How does the centrifuge work? Well, this part here needs a core and the centrifuge itself, which is crafted like this. Got it? It has various recipes, as we can see, and can be made in different ways. Motors are made like this, see, with coils and such. To make this centrifuge, right click with a core, then on the machine, and there you go. As you can see, if we right click the centrifuge, it has slots for 2 add-ons, okay? It already has one installed, which is the fluid module. Alright, welcome to the refinery table. How does this device work? It's a fairly new device they've installed, okay? I think there are 2 models here, right? We have the chamber module and the refinery. Basically, they tell us up to 2 of these can be placed on top of a refinery, okay? The refinery module can be placed, and I think it'll improve. Let's see if I can place it correctly. There it is. I think it'll improve efficiency, okay? Can you see it? This module only measures, basically, as you can see, it's empty here, the output, and each module we add on top allows us 1 more, okay? There it is. We put this on, and now we have 3 outputs. Can you see it? Because we have 2 modules on top, okay? So, what's the refinery table for? If we right-click on the refinery table, we see it can't add any modifications. It needs power, has input, a liquid input basically helps us get liquids. As you can see, the output is 3 liquids. So you put in the input like mineral slurry or clay, and theoretically quartz comes out, I think. But the interesting stuff is when you put in heavy ice, okay? Heavy ice is made with oil, which comes from sand, polymer resin, and other things. As I mentioned, this table is new, alright? I'll keep explaining as we go. Here we can put shovel fire and raw copper to get lava. Got it? We can mix oil and clay to get diesel, naphtha, and sulfuric acid. Here we can make strange matter with an enderic compound and lava, okay? This way we can make strange matter, shovel fire, or sulfuric acid, and, well, there's a lot more, you know? If you want to use it, go ahead. I should say this isn't super necessary for the entire mod, alright? The strange matter, which seems most interesting, is used to make clean intelligence, okay? With a dubious container and other stuff. But these aren't super complicated things either, so yeah, there you have it. How do you obtain crude oil? Got it? Well, basically crude oil is found like this, okay? Theoretically, it can be found in nature, right? It's more common in deserts, and from crude oil we can make polymer resin, got it? You see it there with oil, sand, and polymer resin, or light naphtha bucket. We'd get light naphtha from oil, red sand, etc. You know? Okay, we have plastic sheets, packaged wheat, solid biofuel, right? This process evolves, you gradually obtain these things, see? Take solid biofuel, for example. It needs biomass, which you get from packaged wheat in a fragmentation tool. All this to obtain raw polymer, understand? For wheat and biofuel, you just add water, same amount, and that's it. All this to make herbicide, for example, got it? This is one use, but herbicides kill all grass and plants in a wide area, okay? It's a simple example of oil use, but it has many more applications, you know? Just explaining it quickly, so there you have it. How does the pulverizer work? This tool has one port for power and modifications, as you can see. That's it. I've used it for power here, which isn't correct, okay? You can connect power at any other point as you're seeing, so don't do what I did. Obviously, it uses power. So what can this tool do? Well, this tool allows us to pulverize minerals, okay? It's crafted like this, with 2 motors and other parts. It lets us pulverize minerals. What do I mean by that? For example, turning a hay bale into 16 biomass. It also allows us to, there it is, what I was looking for. Get diamonds from tools we find, get dust, okay? Turn this into powder. You might ask, why pulverize coal, for instance? Well, coal dust can be used in boilers, carbon fiber, or steel ingot. In particle collision, 2 coal dusts make a diamond, okay? So the pulverizer is crucial. It uses energy, but it's worth it. How does the Ender laser work? This important tool requires a target designator. It helps us obtain fluxite and energy ingots, among other things. It also has other functions that I'll show you now. First, let me show you how to craft it. It's made with carbon threads, ender lens, motor, electrum ingot, and more. You need a target designator, okay? Along with processing units and such. Now let's look at one of its functions. First, I'll show you how to use it. We'll go through it step by step. To use it, grab the core, alright? The machine core. Let's take this one here. This one here will do. Take the machine core, place it, right click, then right click the machine. Now use the target designator to select the target. Which one? This block right here, for example. You see it says stored position, so now let's go to the machine and right click it while crouching, okay? It now shows position saved on the machine. What does this mean? It means the machine now knows there's something interesting there. What's the problem? Why isn't it working? Because it has no power, got it? So if I connect power now, it should start to, theoretically, there it is, emit a beam. There it is, starting to emit a beam into this amethyst block. This only works with amethyst, okay? What does this beam do? This beam is using energy, obviously, but it also makes the amethyst grow faster, right? If I connect this other position to another arm, we'll have double the speed. Basically, what this is doing is farming fluxite, okay? Where we get fluxite, and by getting fluxite, we can obtain energite, got it? We alloy nickel and fluxite to get the energite. Well, what else are they used for? Okay, they're useful for more than just, you know, getting amethyst. And it's used, well, right now, I'm not sure what it's doing. It's used to destroy blocks, got it? We're seeing, I didn't know this, I won't lie, I'm not gonna pretend to be a know-it-all here. It's slow, but does it give us block? That's the question. It does, but it also powers other machines, you see? They have a range of 25 blocks. I think I've used this setup before. Look, I've used 4 primitive cores to power this huge machine. A bedrock extractor for infinite diamond mining, see? Don't believe me? I'll connect the machines. Watch. They'll start shooting lasers, okay? I have 42 diamonds, and this will mine bedrock. Got it? It's infinite. I repeat, okay? Let's see if it gives us a diamond. There, it gave us a diamond, see? As you can see, it takes time, huh? It's slow, but hey, that's another use, right? Energy transfer up to 25 blocks, no joke. So, those are the uses of this super important arm. How does the pipe wrench work? It's basically this wrench. Well, it basically lets us interact with pipes, okay? For example, this would be a pipe, right? If we have 3 connected, right-clicking lets us change their position. It doesn't let us return to normal mode. Yes it. How did I do that? Let's see now here. Oh, it does let us, huh? Yes, it does. First time it works, but only in one direction. It's a bit buggy, okay? It also lets us destroy pipe. If we crouch and right click, we destroy it. Got it? The $1,000,000 question. Does it wear out? And no, it doesn't wear out, okay? So there you have it. Alright? That's what it's for. Crafting needs steel, biometal, and nickel ingot. You might ask, without this, can we still break pipe? Well, theoretically, yes. Let's try breaking it. Indeed, theoretically, you can break it anyway. The issue is you can't change these gadgets' positions. For example, with 2 connections, you can't separate them, okay? You won't be able to do this. This will happen to you. Also, it's much faster to break while crouching. But anyway, there you have it. How does the item pipe or pack item pipe work? Well, basically it allows us to transport items. We can use an item engine to improve pipe extraction, right? I think we have it here, the pipe booster, see? This basically allows items to move faster from one place to another, okay? Let's see if we can, I don't know if we can turn it. Let's see. Now if I put items in the chest, let's see what happens. Boom. So how does it work? Well, let's grab another chest or this won't make any sense. Basically it drains items from one place. Why is it like this? Because I crouched and right clicked, okay? If you crouch and right click, you're telling items to leave this chest. Got it? As you can see, they move in groups of 8. If I remove this machine, they'll go at the same speed, right? 8 at a time, okay? And well, if we use a pipe booster here, which requires energy and constantly consumes it, right? As you can see, it eats the stack directly, moving items much faster. Then we have the object filter, which basically allows me to filter items. I'm not sure how to, I think it goes like this, right? Let's see, there it is, okay? Basically anything that's not on the whitelist like NBT, which is just the ID type or components, won't pass through if it's not what it wants, and that's it. That's how these different tools work. How does the portable tank work? It's for carrying and obtaining liquid. Okay, we'll get the liquid using a pump. Got it? This device is responsible for getting water. See, as you can see, it's filling up. It holds 16 buckets and stores 20,000 energy. This connects to a pipe, alright? It has the right output for a portable tank. This gadget transfers water to our tank. Usually you'd crouch and right click the machine, okay? Crouch and right click to start the fluid pipe. Got it? As you see, it fills up pretty fast, alright? 21. Well, no decimals there, but here, yeah, okay. Not sure if this has a mod. Doesn't look like it. Ah, it just has more energy. Okay, my mistake. It stopped there, see? You see that? It simply has more energy. This is how we fill the tanks. Got it? They visually show energy consumption too. That's how easy it is to move, store, and pump liquid. How does the electric furnace work? Its crafting is pretty straightforward, okay? With coils, electrum, platinum, and copper. Basically, right-click the electric furnace with the machine core, and there you have it. So how does it function? Well, it's a furnace that runs on electricity instead of fuel. It's that simple, got it? So it'll just consume electricity. The big question, is an electric furnace worth using with a fuel-based generator? Yes, it is. It's definitely worth it. The first power generator I'm showing you is this one, which uses coal. What's the deal? This coal gives you a ton of ticks, okay? One coal block gives you 16,000 ticks. That's thousands of energy units. It's seriously a lot. Sure, crafting these has a cost, but it's worth it in the end. So there you have it. How does the tree cutting machine work? First, this machine needs electricity, like all machines. It basically has this crafting. Boom, boom, boom. Just an engine, nothing new. Basically, this machine mines the tree right in front of it. No, you can't move it, okay? But it'll handle that. If a tree grows, it mines it instantly without using much energy. Okay, it uses about 1,000 energy per tree it cuts down. As you see, it has storage for what it cuts. What can we use this for? Well, I'm sure it's great for a tree farm, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. I'm not sure if the wood can be used as fuel. I have some doubts because we might even be... Can it be used as fuel? Yeah, but it's not that efficient, right? Let's see how much... wait, how much a wooden one generates? 1,000. Yeah, it is, huh? It sure is. Whoa, super efficient, okay? So we could set up this wood burning generator, have a tree farm, and we'd have a really smooth fuel production. Got it? We'll use item filters, okay? We'll use item pipes to transport stuff and put a filter that only lets wood through for fuel. Actually, I'm not sure if the others, like sticks and saplings, can be used too. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Sticks work and saplings. Sticks give you about 3,000 energy. Saplings work too. Well, sorry folks, but I just found the best, most profitable farm setup here. So there you have it. A brilliant idea. We're gonna... How does the fertilizer block work in the ORITECH mod? Here we have the fertilizer block, alright? It's crafted like this and basically works with a machinery frame and a workspace. The workspace is defined by the machinery frame. The bigger the space, the better, okay? The frame needs 2 nickel ingots and 3 iron bars. This machine's job is to water plant. It's a fertilizer. Note, breaking the frame won't affect it until you reload the world. Important. This machine needs a water tank, okay? Here I have a water tank in creative mode, alright? It pushes water through a fluid pipe, got it? So crouch down, right click, and this pushes the water here. As you can see, it's full of water and has energy, but fertilizing uses a ton of energy, and its efficiency isn't great. It's barely growing at all. Look at how much energy it's used already, okay? We're talking thousands and thousands of energy, but hey, this way you can have an automatic fertile farm, right? So there you have it. Keep in mind, we can also use the placer block. It's for placing items, but I think it might work for seeds too. And then we have another tool, which is the... Let me find it. It's for breaking things, okay? It's this one, the breaker block. They really put effort into these names, huh? A breaker block with a crop filter attachment, got it? With this element here, we filter and apply the block destroyer and ender laser. It skips ungrown crops or animals, breaking only fully grown crops, okay? So with these 3 machines connected to a frame, we'll have a food farm. It may sound great, but energy use is high for its low output, so consider that. There you have it. How does the placer block work in ORITECH? Basically, this element is made with a machine frame. It says, must be built on a machine frame, 1 add-on slot, 100,000 energy capacity, okay? So it's basically responsible for placing. As you can see, it uses energy constantly and is in charge of placing blocks, okay? Here, for example, this area is destroyed, so it will place blocks. It will only place them on a surface, okay? And that's the surface below. There are filters, for example, for the destructor filter, there's a block that, instead of building destroys, it's the quarry add-on which can destroy 8 blocks below instead of just the area it's in. So let's try to attach it. Not sure if we can add-ons. The add-on can only be placed underneath, okay? We'll put it underneath and see if it places lower now. No. Quarry add-on takes 30% less time and uses 39% less energy, but it doesn't do what we want. So we can't create lower frames either. I'm trying, okay? But it only serves to build the upper part. It's not very useful, to be honest, no. I won't lie. If it doesn't work, it's the quarry add-on. So there you have it. How does the lava generator work? This tool with a core, we right click and it's ready, okay? Basically, it generates energy using lava, got it? If I start adding lava buckets, it'll fill up, see? Boom, boom, boom. It'll never waste lava unless it can, okay? Oh, I just found infinite lava here. 4,000 energy keeps generating. This doesn't decrease. Watch out, eh? Infinite lava, infinite lava. I just found a glitch here. Oh my goodness. Because, well, since this isn't dropping enough for a bucket, this lava's infinite. Let's see. Yes. And it refills, huh? Oh, wait. If Origin sees this, they should fix it. It's common to happen. Not that complicated, really. Anyway, this will generate energy. How much per bucket of lava? Well, it'll generate a crazy amount. You'll see. Look, the lava's consumed there, and each bucket generates 60,000 lava easily. See? Infinite lava. You'll always have unlimited lava. So, jokes aside, this is a lava generator, okay? Super efficient, especially if you have lava and pump. Pumps can extract lava from the nether, giving you infinite lava and tons of energy. So there you have it. How does the fuel generator work? Be careful with this tool, okay? This tool is large. You place it and add cores. You'll need quite a few, alright? And there we have it. The fuel generator is this machine here, okay? It needs energy and has a fluid output, got it? To generate power, we need turbo fuel, okay? If anyone knows how to find turbo fuel, let me know. I couldn't find any reliable information. I think oil and other stuff might work too. Most oils, except diesel and light naphtha, are found naturally, like in crude oil form, okay? What's up? I'm not sure if turbo fuel is naturally generated too. It doesn't sound like something that occurs naturally, honestly. But as you can see, there's oil and turbo fuel. Let me try to place it. Turbo fuel, which is, well, turbo fuel. If anyone knows, please say so in the comments. If I had to guess, I'd say it's found naturally, okay? If not, use regular diesel or oil. They work well too, as you've seen. This burns slower, generates energy, but it's keeping it for itself. This is because it must have a specific output, probably this one here. Oh, no. It's these in front. Sorry. Look, it's running out. It's the front ones, okay? These 2 ports, one here and one yellow, are the energy output. How does a biomass generator work? You take your generator, put a core on top, right-click, and boom, you've got a working biomass generator. So, what's this used for? Well, as the name suggests, to generate biomass, it's crafted with a flow gate made of fluxite, platinum ingots, and a processing unit made of these components, basically crafting a basic generator. No worries though, there are coils. The crafting is moderately complex. What does this do? It processes solid biofuel, packaged wheat, biomass, perimeter, and more. It doesn't say why it changes these, but we can guess, right? Let's try fish. I'm curious what it does with it. In this case, it's using water, okay? Generating steam, and that's it. The machine doesn't seem to do much else. It looked like this machine would generate biomass, but it's actually the opposite, right? It uses biomass as fuel instead. Let's see if that's the case. And indeed, it does use biomass as fuel. Okay. Well, the only thing this does is produce steam, all right? It gets steam from what you generate. And what's steam good for? Well, for example, to power a steam engine, okay? That's about it, not much else to it. Though in this case, I've added a steam component to this biomass machine, okay? Without it, it would just generate energy. We're learning as we go. Without it, it would just produce energy, that's all. Adding a steam boiler makes it generate steam from water too, which we need to connect. Here it's connected. this has to pump the water through the steam boiler for direct conversion, okay? And it's going to convert, as we see, the output into steam, right? This is useful because we have the steam engine. I wasn't going to explain how it works, but since we're here, the steam engine is this tool here. It's stackable, okay? It's crafted this way, a simple recipe. Okay, basically, what you do is right-click on the main machine. There we go. Essentially, it converts steam into more energy. Got it? It'll turn steam into even more power, generate energy on top of that, and output water here. What happens? We go back to water. Boom, boom, boom. We take the water output and expel it, okay? Crouch right click for expulsion. Boom, boom, boom. We take the water back to the tank. So we have infinite water and generate double energy from the same element, right? It might seem like a joke, but from just one fish, you could be generating 200,000 energy. Okay, maybe that's exaggerate, I won't lie, but it's not too far off, you know. Let's see if I break this. How much? Ah, right, because that doesn't generate energy anymore. It's true, this element doesn't generate energy, but steam does, huh? Steam generates it and does so nicely too. Let's see how much energy it generates. It's consuming the steam there. It's true it has a lot of steam, but look at all it's generating. The steam engine is stackable, I've stacked it here. What makes it stackable now? Basically, you have more space, and that's how it works. How does the solar panel work, big or small? It doesn't matter, okay? Solar, there's only one type, got it? I say this because it says large, like there's small, medium, large, right? Well, here we just have large, that's it. Okay, so basically you fill it with cores and this tool will generate energy. If it's night, it won't generate anything, alright? Just saying that now. Important to note, it doesn't generate a lot, okay? I mean, yeah, leave it all day, it's not doing much, costs nothing, no noise, makes energy. Don't know the crafting if it's cheap or not. Oh man, the crafting. What a piece of crafting. So if you've got a mechanical arm to get fluxite, right? Advanced batteries made with energite, also from fluxite and nickel. It's not too expensive so far, just wait. Electrum, that's made with gold and redstone, okay? And steel was made with, let's see if I can get it. Steel was made, okay. It's not too expensive so far, right? The basic generator needs lots of nickel, more steel, and a furnace. Then the flux gate needs platinum, 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 yeah? It requires platinum. The processing unit needs, whoa, now we're getting into more machines, more flux. It's not super expensive to craft, you know? The catch? You need to enjoy mining and have plenty of resources. ORITECH is a tech mod, so it does need lots of resources. By the way, this has already generated 63,000 energy while we've been talking. I think that's where I'm leaning. If you have multiple solar panels, it could be a good choice, okay? If you're making one, might as well make several. Honestly, I think with 10 solar panels or so, you won't need much more energy, right? I mean, unless you want to go overboard with automated farms and such. Solar panels aren't that bad, you know, they're not too bad, honestly. Sure, there are systems that generate more energy, but you have to build the whole farm and everything. With a solar panel, you just place it, bam, start filling it with cores, and that's how quick it is to set up. Clearly, my friends, this is quite portable, okay? So there you have it. Those are my conclusions. What we've been discussing has generated this 100,000, alright? Well, we surely have the generation info here. It generates... Oh well. No, it doesn't say anything. It's true that it requires many machine cores, okay? The question of all questions. Production rate 32 with core multiplier of 1.0. That's where it gets interesting. If we use better cores, it'll generate more. And with the best cores, how much does it generate? Now, this is extreme and nobody would do it, but just out of curiosity. 224. See? Look how much it's generating, okay? But these are multipliers 1 times, 2 times, right? If you reach level 2, which isn't hard to craft, it'll double the output. Look, just 8 iron and 1 lapis lazuli. Well, compared to what? Only 8 iron per block. Understand me, you'll need about 15 iron blocks. But ORITECH is technical. It's very well balanced. And remember, this generates all day, okay? Not at night, okay? Important, not at night. So there you have it. How does shard forging work? Okay, it's made with a primitive machine core. You fill it, and that's basically how we have the shard forge. This, well, as you can see, it generates energy, apparently. It's crafted with plastic sheets, flow gates, coatings, and motors. And basically, we have different generations here. With blaze rods, we get blaze powder, right? So it's giving us better stuff than what we put in. It's basically used to fragment different elements. We get powder, which we can melt to get it again or turn into ingots, okay? And all of this will generate energy, I repeat, okay? So we have a ton of crafting recipes here. Let's just take the rod one to see. Oh, it's going to use energy. Ah, perfect, perfect. Yeah, that's good. I was freaking out there. It's going to use energy, sorry. I was saying it gives you more resources and even generates energy. Since it doesn't show the cost in J, I made it up. Why not? the energy, oddly enough, is regenerating for some reason, 49.74. Look, it drops and regenerates from 1. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It has tons of accessories, I mean add-ons. You can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons on this machine. This machine can be incredibly efficient, you know, and it really seems like it'll be necessary. With this, we also unlock uranium and plutonium, okay? So yeah, it's a very efficient machine you'll want to upgrade. So there you have it, folks. All right. How do we make a nuclear reactor? First, we'll need a nuclear reactor panel, which is the core of everything. We'll need the walls, okay? We'll need fuel ports. We'll also need fuel, either uranium, a pellet, or plutonium. We'll need the reactor quad pods, okay? Now let's explain how to build it, okay? We're going to make a box, all right? The box top needs these walls. It's in... Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't need the walls. Okay, they're just walls, that's all. I recommend making it 7 by 7. We'll make it 5 blocks high. Important to note, this can vary. You can make it bigger or smaller. Let's put the port there, okay? The nuclear reactor and so on. Actually, let's put one in the center. I think I put it wrong, didn't I? Actually, I made it bigger than I should have. Now we'll place the generators, okay? These will be the quads. In my case, I've only put them in the center, all right? First off, you can't put anything at the bottom or top. So we put 1, 2, 3. Everything has to be on the same level. Right-clicking says invalid reactor, components not identified, etc. Why? Because we needed to put a fuel port, okay? This is a port, a connection for fuel generation. Right-clicking now shows the reactor, quads, and important info. It says idle here. This is the temperature. If I put uranium, you'll see it'll say the temp is dangerous. If this happens, break the port, okay? Automatically. Why? Well, we'll see at the end, but basically, you see how everything's been removed here? These blocks were removed because I felt like it, and it exploded. Look at that explosion, okay? And this is where the coolant goes. So how do we prevent overheating? We need to use coolers, all right? The translation's off, but no worries. First, we have the reactor head pipe, okay? We also have this head vent that cools a bit. See? It cools, we can see it there, right? 4 temp divided by 100, yada yada. If we're serious about building a reactor, let's do it right. Let's use coolant absorbers and heat absorbers, okay? Not much else. Next, we'll surround the reactor head pipe. What does this do? It spreads the heat across multiple points instead of concentrating it in one spot. I've divided it here. See all these points? Imagine if I was worried about it exploding. It's spread across all of this, okay? I surround everything like so. Now we complement this with 1, 2, 3. Got it? These are coolers that use ice to lower the temperature. Don't worry, I'll show you how to make an auto ice farm with the ORITECH mod later. We put a coolant absorber on top of each of these devices. Now we need to place ice in each one. Now I can put in a plutonium one. See? It starts heating up but quickly cools down, as you can see. Why? Because the temperature at the hottest point, 72 degrees, is distributed among the head pipes and heat absorbers, lowering the heat, as you can see, okay? This way we prevent any explosions from occurring. So to extract the energy, we place an energy port, all right? We also have a redstone port to turn the machine on and off, and for other functions. As you can see, this machine generates a ton of energy. There we have it, about 1.90 million units, okay? We simply put the energy port here, all right? We use the superconductor and that's it. We move energy from one place to another. What types of fuel does it use? As you've seen, it uses plutonium pellets, plutonium, and uranium, okay? That's all. So yeah, it's that simple. The energy starts flowing out now, as you can see, thanks to the port. How does the industrial chiller work? Basically, we take this tool, add a primitive machine core, right click, and there's our machine. How does this machine function? This machine needs electricity and a water storage unit. For the water storage, we attach a fluid pipe, okay? Crouching, we add this output, got it? And just like that, we have an ice generator. This machine only makes ice, but note, it can also make snow from steam, and obsidian from lava and water. It'll give you 3 ice blocks. What do we need this ice for? Well, to cool the absorber ports, right? For the reactor or whatever else we might need ice for. We might want ice for many other things. How does an energy storage work? Since we're talking about energy storage, let's discuss how to transport more energy, okay? Well, the storage is made with a portable unit, alright? From a portable unit, we can build a large storage facility. Got it? We can also make a large storage, though it seems independent of the other. So, how does the large storage work? Well, you place it down, okay? Take core blocks, right click, and assemble it there, got it? As you see, right clicking shows many add-ons, both input and output, okay? That's for the front and back side. We can use the energy bank add-ons. It currently holds 20 million. Each block adds 2.5 million up to 40 million total storage, okay? This serves to store energy. In this case, this storage is holding 30 million units of energy. Got it? How do we move such vast amounts of energy? We're talking millions upon millions here. Well, with superconductors, of course, we can make these superconductors using energite, thin wire, a special container, and a flux gate. This way, we can create superconductors that let us move energy in massive quantities. We're talking maximum capacity here. Keep in mind, superconductors are quite expensive, but this allows us to store millions of energy units from constant sources like solar panels. It's as straightforward as that. How does atomic forging work? If we place it and fill it with primitive machine cores, as you can see, we have this machine here, right? There we have the RF, okay? Basically, what's this machine for? Well, it's for forging things like a Heisenberg compensator, for example, platinum powder, reinforced deep slate, just to name a few, gold dust, super AI chip, you know. These are elements like the uranium gem, which is important. These are items we can mostly only get through Promethium, and it helps us obtain endgame elements, like the advanced computation engine, okay? So yeah, this is used for crafting new stuff. It doesn't seem to need energy, right? There's no visible power port, and as you can see, the cable doesn't connect to it, so I assume it doesn't need power. So there you have it, the atomic forge and its uses, like both its utilities and what it can craft. How does the drone port work? Well, we set up a drone port, add a bunch of machine cores, and that's our drone port. Important. How does this machine function? Basically, this machine is responsible for moving drones. If we open the interface, you can see it has different add-ons, 2 of them, okay? You can put them on, let's see, look here, okay? With this little face here and that one. And importantly, it has a spot for a target designator. This is the storage, the drone storage, okay? So if I grab all this, boom, 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 a drone should come out. This one here, theoretically. Do I need to assign the target each time I move items or not? I don't think so, honestly. It looks either misconfigured or needs assigning each time. So how do we assign it? Let's go to another drone port, one here, okay? We take its coordinate, boom, invalid position, blah, blah, blah. Position stored, I want to store position, I want to store the position. So we take the designator, right click, okay? The position is stored, got it? Let's go to this other drone port that's working now and put the designator on it, okay? It says, target port set, the drone will deliver when inventory isn't empty. Alright, well, the drone's gone now. And what did that drone do? That drone left, where did it go, okay? It went here. It'll arrive soon and fill all this with inventory from one place to another. Basically a way to transport items, nothing more. I don't get why it took so long before. It's back at the drone. Let's see if it takes as long again. Look there. It didn't take as long this time. Instant takeoff. Boom. And the drone's gone. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's leaving and we'll be back soon. There it is. Want to send it again or are you tired of it? Pretty cool drone, huh? So that's how the drone port works. Got it? Be patient, folks. It's a bit slow. Might need to update the blocks, not sure. The animations aren't quite perfect yet. ORITECH mod has awesome animations, but here the drone sometimes shows up early. How do I know it's not ready yet? Well, this one here hasn't received its packaging yet, see? And yeah, that's basically how it works. How does the destroyer block work? Well, basically we need machine cores. We place the destroyer block, right click, add 2 machine cores, and there we have it. As you can see, a pink box appears. Why is that? Because we need to put the machine frame in this box, okay? It's a frame where we set what we want to do. This machine is responsible for destroying blocks. Got it? Everything inside it will be destroyed. We have a cobblestone generator, for example, and more. As you can see, it destroys level by level. Everything is stored here, destroyed in exchange for energy. We can make it destroy levels further down. With what? With the quarry attachment. This will improve operation speed by 30% and reduce energy use by 40%. It'll also expand the work area, mining 8 blocks deeper. We can add this upgrade twice to make it even faster, okay? Now if we check the upgrades, you'll see both are applied. Watch what happens when I break it. If I break both, you'll see it's much slower now. See how it moves much slower? If I reconnect it, it speeds up a bit again. Next, we have the crop filter, alright? It's for use with block destroyers and enderic lasers. It skips immature crops and animals. Basically, this crop filter only breaks fully grown crops. Got it? And that's it. How does the speed add-on work? This extension in the Origin mod boosts operation speed by 10%, but reduces energy efficiency by 5%. Got it? So the machine will be less efficient, but it'll run faster. That's what this add-on does. How does the yield add-on work? This tool or add-on basically doubles the amount of product in a fragment forge, right? It also increases breaking speed in the laser, enderic laser, and block destroyer. Got it? So that's what this add-on does. What does the Synergy Matrix add-on do? Basically, it improves any machine by 18% in speed and 6% in energy efficiency. In other words, it'll supercharge our machine. Just look at that crafting recipe, huh? I mean, this crafting is insane, right? It's super pricey and totally endgame. What does the capacitor add-on do? Basically, it improves energy capacity, giving you 2 million more RF. Got it? Understand it's for energy storage, and the energy transfer rate giving you 1k more energy per second, right? So there we have or per tick, sorry, not per second, per tick, which is insane. So we have this, which could be useful for storage or faster energy transfer. How does the acceptor add-on work? This machine improves a machine's energy capacity by 500,000 and its energy transfer rate by 2,000 per tick. It lets energy be inserted into the add-on instead of the machine per tick. Got it? Interesting. Take note. How does the inventory proxy add-on work? This machine allows access to specific inventory slots. It lets our machine access specific slots in its own inventory. Got it? We've got a bit of crafting there. Basic crafting, right? How does the control unit add-on work? Basically, it allows extra redstone and comparator configuration. Got it? It generates signals based on machine status, inventory levels, and more. Okay, that's what we'd use it for. That was the auxiliary processing chamber add-on work. This machine basically reduces energy efficiency by 50%, but allows more recipes to be processed per cycle. Got it? In other words, it improves recipes and boosts crafting efficiency. How does the hunter add-on work? Basically, it applies to the ender laser and is used to change its target, right? Its new targets will be living entities. It says range increases with each add-on. Okay, so with this laser we can now kill animals. All right, how does the exo armor work in the ORITECH mod? Well, I'm going to gladly equip it. Here we are in the survival mode. Okay, this is the armor that they give me. I'm wearing the exo chest plate and everything. Really, the armor they give you isn't that crazy, is it? Let me take another look. 7.5, same as iron armor. Wow, they've made this crafting recipe pretty expensive, huh? As you can see, we have the exo chest plate, which lets us equip energy items, right? With 5 million. Oh, and it's unbreakable. Ah, my friend, it's unbreakable. Oh, and wait, the helmet is unbreakable and gives night vision. Sorry. The boots give +5 armor, 20% speed, and 20% flight speed. And the boots only give 2 armor and say prevents all fall damage. So I won't take fall damage. Next, we have the exo jetpack and the powered exo elytra. How does each one work? Well, this chest plate basically, what it does is charge the tools I have in my inventory, okay? Like this jetpack or others. So if I equip the jetpack now, I'll switch to survival mode so you can see. What it allows is it gives the same armor and lets me fly, okay? By using energy, as you can see, okay? I hope the fall doesn't kill me. No, I'm not risking it. There it is. And then we have the powered exo elytra. How does the elytra work? Well, you glide, okay? And basically hold it, and it makes you fly upwards. I don't think it makes you go faster, but you can use it to speed up. I mean, you dive like this, and you'll go fast. So that's it. And all of this uses energy, okay? So if I put on the exo chest plate, it should charge these two parts, okay? You see, it spent quite a few million on me there. Now these two are fully charged. That's what the exo chest does. Got it? So how can we charge all these tools? We can load them in the equipment charger. For example, the chest piece is low on energy. Right click, it'll charge, and there it's full. See? Or just equip it and right click to charge it. Let's see, I'll drop the chest piece. I'm going to use up this jetpack just a bit. Only a little. It has 4.99. If we right click, will it charge now? No, I need to put it in the charger. It charges quickly, and there we go, okay? We can also charge weapons and such here easily. How does the power saw work in the ORITECH mod? Basically, it's energy powered, has 9 attack damage, 1/6 attack speed, and more. As you can see, it lets us cut trunks, and if crouching fells the whole tree. Got it? This isn't a tree, but crouching down breaks the whole thing. That's how the electric saw works with that crafting recipe and not much else. We can charge it in an equipment charger without any issues, okay? How does the manual drill work? Basically, it has 10,000 energy and theoretically can drill any tool. It works like a pickaxe using energy. I'm not sure if it can break nodes. No one would want to break a node, and it won't let me anyway. Okay, so it's just like a diamond pickaxe, but uses tons of energy. I mined 4 blocks and it's drained. That's all there is to it. How does the Prometheum battle axe work? Well, in the Heritage mod, this is the final version. It's made with 3 Prometheums and a destroyer block. Crouch while harvesting to fell the entire tree. It has 18 attack damage, 1.9 attack speed. If I crouch, it'll break the whole tree. Let's check its normal mining speed. As you can see, it's pretty fast, and that's it. This is the axe. How does the Prometheum pickaxe work? Basically, it has the following crafting recipe: 4 Prometheum ingots and 2 destroyer blocks. What this pickaxe does is shift right click to switch between 2 modes, okay? Essentially, it changes between area modes, got it? One mode is area silk touch, okay? The other is area effect, alright? So it has two modes. Silk touch 1 by 1 and area effect 3 by 3, okay? As you can see, Prometheum tools are unbreakable. They don't break ever, and they don't require energy either. So they're the ultimate of ultimate tools. Plus, with Prometheum, we can unlock the ultimate machine cores, okay? This is super next level within the ORITECH mod.
How does the stabilized catalyst work? Okay, why is it called stabilized catalyst? Because the arcane catalyst isn't stabilized, right? To stabilize it, we need energy from these arms. Where are they? Arms. Enderic lasers, got it. We use these to power it so it won't explode. Otherwise, it might explode due to the souls inside. How does this enchanter work? Well, it says apply enchantments using energy and souls from nearby catalyst. Okay, that's it. You just put a bow in, right? Or look, a bow, and you say, I want infinity. It says you need 9 catalysts or 5. There's only one here, see? If I add more, I crouch down. There it is. I get close. Come on, take power, take power. Watch out, it might explode. I'm warning you now. And there we have, for example, I want infinity. Come on, 1 catalyst left. Here, take power, take power. Okay, we're playing with a fire 1 here. Everything's giving you energy, see? The souls are being used up, okay? Catalysts need souls or they won't work. This way we can add any enchantment we want, got it? Literally. So there you have it. How does the generator controller work? Well, basically, as you can see, it says a mob must pass over it. This essentially means no mobs are trapped. Move a mob over it to charge the generator. For example, a pig, okay? So the pig will get on top of it. Now, theoretically, oh, well, yes. But no, there are no mobs. Let's grab a carrot and try to lure this poor pig over here. See if we can. There it is, it gets trapped on top. Okay, now the pink text tells us where we need to place the generator cages, and it says mob cage is missing, okay? It's telling us it needs to surround the pig like this. Right click, mob cage is missing, or it has to be covered from above. No, I don't understand now. Mob cage is missing. I get it, if this is a piggy. Okay, because it has to be placed underneath. Oh my, it needs to go underneath, guys. If I break this now, will the pig disappear? No, it has to be placed below, not above. That's why it wasn't working. But with 3 souls, perfect. And as you can see, here we have the component, let's call it that. We can charge it with souls, okay? As you saw, it said hill of 3 souls, and if we charge it with souls, it'll spawn the mob, okay? That's how this generator controller works. So there you have it. How do you make a particle accelerator? Alright, we'll need a particle accelerator guide ring, linear motor, accelerator itself, and finally a sensor. Got it? Now I'll explain what each part does. This requires a ton of energy, okay? In the center, we'll start by placing a base, alright? A circular base. I'll make it small so you can see it. Small circle. I'll make it a bit bigger, not too small, with rings, okay? First, we'll put the rings in place. See how the rings form a straight line? That's what we're aiming for, got it? We'll place the rings and connect them well. See how it's connected? Boom. Let's reconnect it properly. Perfect. Once more, once more. And this way it would be, oh, not quite yet. Now we have the rings connected, all right? Next, we'll add the engines, all right? These engines require energy to function. See how they're connected here? This will accelerate particles passing through it. Then we have the particle accelerator itself. Place it on top of one of these, okay? Connected to one of these, and that's it. For example, this one here, we put a straight one, add the accelerator, and this is where items go. We'll put the item here. This is basically a sensor, got it? Place it in the middle of the path between connections for redstone input. This is for experimenting and such. What's the particle accelerator for? Well, using adamantium dust and netherrack, we'll get netherite fragment. Alright, here it says, required collision energy 2500J. Got it? So let's grab some netherrack. It mentioned netherrack and adamantium, right? I can't remember if it was ingot or dust, dude. Dust, obviously. Okay, so you just take and place the items, alright? As you can see, there's only one right now, okay? But I need 2. I need 2 particle accelerators. Watch as the particle speeds up more and more until it just goes boom, okay? It'll simply explode. Let's see. Tick, 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 tick. It'll come out here. We'll see it in a moment. Okay, when it comes out, it just explodes. Watch out. The explosion can be seriously dangerous. Got it? There it goes, destroying a superconductor, and it'll destroy us too, just so you know. So we're going to set up 2 particle accelerators. We'll put one with netherrack and one with dust there. And then the 2 particles will start chasing each other, and basically they need to collide. Okay, obviously for them to collide, they've just collided there, see? You saw them collide, but I'm not sure if the crafting happened. It says collision power. Can't read it clearly, but it's about 61 or so. Of course, the collision power should be 2500, so we'd have to keep tweaking this until we finally get a collision of 2500, which is quite tricky. There, they've collided again, see? No, we won't achieve it right now, okay? 18 doesn't matter. We won't get it now, but it's about adjusting the engines and such. Let's see if I put this here and that there quickly, one after another.
But you're understanding it, right? More or less how it works. Go on. They're going to collide again. As you can see, each time the particle passes in front, it emits. There it is, of this. Now they're gaining more energy. A bit more. They'll collide soon. They collide and... No, right? Collision. Can't read it, man. It says 079 or something. Well, I'm a disaster, geez. Boom, boom. Obviously, the longer the ring, the better, okay? It gives more time for these to rotate and all that. So there you have it. Very well. How does the tachyon absorber work? Basically, this element here absorbs energy, okay? What energy? Well, the energy when two molecules collide in the particle accelerator, okay? So if we have a well-established particle accelerator, say, to make diamonds, right? It needs 500 energy, and we know the two coal dusts always collide in the same spot. We place these absorbers to generate energy from that explosion, okay? Important. If a black hole spawns, you can get energy from it with this, okay? With the tachyon absorber. It's best to put a cobblestone generator under the hole, alright? Because the black hole will constantly absorb blocks. If you put a cobblestone generator, it'll start absorbing the cobblestone, okay? Place it right under the hole to absorb cobblestone, preventing damage to nearby blocks. Got it? I'm putting it here to stop it from consuming any important items, alright? So that's what the tachyon absorber is for. This is the final stage of power generation, okay? And that's it. Honestly, I was really into the ORITECH mod. I mean, I love the entire mod. I like this final part, but without a recipe book for exact setups, it's tricky. Without specific instructions, it becomes a bit tedious. I couldn't make any collisions that turn me into items, which is disappointing, you know? Hey, you do all this work now, and on top of that, to craft all this stuff, do you know how many resources you need? Spending all those resources just to play fortune teller to get a diamond? Come on. Sure, the nether star can be cool, I guess. I mean, the nether star is neat, I'm not denying that. The overcharged crystal too, but seriously, playing fortune teller for Elytra, with all this stuff, do you realize how much it's all worth for Elytra? We must be joking. That's why I think a guide would be better, like, hey, for this molecule, use these items, put this one first, then quickly add this other one, you know? For example, you could use hoppers to do it, but without that, you have to experiment yourself, which some people might enjoy, I guess. I'm not saying it's all bad. Well, that's my take. It doesn't make sense for this to be at the end, right? I mean, I just reached the end and you do this. Pointless now, isn't it? It feels a bit unbalanced in that regard. The soul stuff is cool, but it lacks depth. I think it's due to the interface. It's too obvious that it's a separate feature, you know? I've played necromancy mods like Goethe, which also uses souls. I get what they're trying, but it falls short. They'll likely keep developing it. This mod looks really impressive. It's well crafted with great animations and smooth functionality. I've encountered hardly any bugs except for item frames breaking and giving souls, and a minor issue with lava generators where you can get a full lava bucket back while the generator still has lava inside and regenerate. Besides those small glitches, I think it's an excellent mod. I definitely recommend it. Hope you enjoyed this review. How does the base rock extractor work? This element, see, we'll place it using many block cores. We'd fill it all and right click with the block cores. Alright, I'm gonna do it. There it is. Right click, and boom. We've got the machine assembled, and we have this same machine. So we need to put this machine on top of nodes, okay? Any type of resource node, there are all kinds. That is for all minerals. Basically, this machine won't need energy. What it needs is machine arms. I'll mount one. Right click, add a core, right click, and there's a machine arm. Now it uses a target designer. The target is this spot here where it says base rock extractor, where we've placed it. We right click on the machine, and as you can see, it's now pointing at the target. Now we just add energy to it, okay? We connect them, and you'll see they all start sending energy to the extractor. For this extractor, we connect an item pipe here and configure the output, okay? It's going to mine diamonds continuously, as we can see. Why continuously? Well, because we have plenty of energy. This will keep going until we run out of energy, okay? As you can see, the arms use and consume energy. This is 20,000 energy, yeah? 100,000 total because there are 5 arms. Look how quickly they used it up and what changed. 10 diamonds, 100,000 energy. So that's how this machine works, but be careful, it uses energy fast. How does the auxiliary processing chamber add-on work? This machine basically reduces energy efficiency by 50%, but allows more recipes to be processed per cycle. Got it? In other words, it improves recipes and boosts crafting efficiency. How does the generator controller work? Well, as you can see, it says a mob must pass over it. This basically means no mobs trapped. Move a mob on top to charge the generator. For example, a pig, okay? So the pig will go on top.
Now, theoretically, oh well, no, there are no mobs. Let's grab a carrot and try to lure this poor pig up here. There it is, trapped on top. Now they show in pink where we need to place generator cages. It says mob cage missing, okay? You know it has to surround it like this. Right click, mob cage missing, or it needs a cover. I'm not sure now. Mob cage missing, is this pig not right? Piggy? Oh, it goes underneath. My goodness, it goes underneath, folks. If I break this, does the pig vanish? No, it goes below, not above. That's why it wasn't working. 0 out of 3 souls, perfect. And well, as you can see, here we have this component. Let's call it that. We can charge it with souls, okay? It said 0 of 3 souls, and if we charge it, it'll spawn the creature. That's how this generator controller works. So there you have it.